Welcome to today's video, everyone. We are working on my 2001 Ram 3500, and today we got to take care of a transmission brace issue. So let me go ahead and show you what's going on. For those of you not familiar, this is my 2001 Ram 3500, kind of in the process of doing a little restoration to it. Got it used as a old tow rig from somebody else. It has seen better days for sure, but we're bringing it back to life. One of the big issues that I have yet to take care of is located right here. And you can probably see already that the transmission brace is not supposed to look like that. So you can see that it is clearly bent all out of whack, and you can actually see this just from standing next to the truck. Definitely not supposed to be like that. I have honestly no clue what happened. My honest guess is that maybe this dude hit a train track or something and it freaking caught and just bent it down. No idea. But you can see right here, trans mount is actually pretty much completely disconnected, and then this brace is completely bent. So what I went ahead and ordered is a tubular trans mount. So this right here is what we're going to replace it with. So this is a tubular transmission Crossmember and came from Maverick diesel. I'm a little bit disappointed for the amount that this thing is. Link in the description, by the way. It's about 300 bucks, and it did not come coated with anything, which is kind of frustrating. I mean, you can see, the welds and all that look pretty good, but I was really, come on now, you spend $300 for a part, buy tons of parts for the Mustang, and tubular parts and BMR and stuff, they all come coated, and this thing comes bare steel pretty much. So that's kind of frustrating and irritating, but it is what it is, guys. So I'm gonna go ahead and take off all these stickers and crap. This right here is the new transmission brace or transmission mount, and you can kind of see, obviously this is one piece. The other one's supposed to be one piece, and I don't know which set of holes it's gonna go in yet, whether it's that one or that one, but right there, and it bolts up. So the whole reason I went with the tubular one instead of getting a replacement stock one is these things are an absolute nightmare to get in and out of your truck. I've never had to do it yet, but I already know. I've looked up a couple videos on it. It's all over the forums that the stock ones suck to get in and out. With this one, you can unbolt it here and here, pop out your brace, leave everything attached to the frame, and should be a lot easier to take care of. So what I'm gonna go ahead and do is prep this, get it painted. I'm not gonna show that on video. I'm gonna take care of that, and then we'll head back up to the truck when it's ready to get installed and start our install. So should be a quick little process, hopefully go pretty smoothly, and we'll see what happens. But there you have it. So here it is after it's been painted. I went ahead and just went with a gray, give a little bit of aftermarket flair, but still kind of blend in with stuff. So that's done, and this is our new mount, like I was saying earlier. So what I went ahead and did is I went ahead and jacked up the trans on the pan with some blocks and a jack, and I'm gonna go ahead and remove this thing next. So this is actually a lot tighter than I thought it was gonna be. I'm gonna try and show you guys what's up. So right up in here, there's a bolt right there, and it looks like this one's snapped off, and there's another one on the top corner that's also missing. Oh, and one right there that's missing. So I'm actually missing, this side is only held on with one bolt. So it looks like we're gonna have to run out and grab some hardware. I guess that's what happens when you beat this thing up, but you can get to it on the back side with these access holes right here. So looks like they actually lined up perfectly for that bolt, which is the one I need to get to right now because that's the only one that's on there. And once we get that one out of there, unfortunately this side will be free, because I say unfortunately because how little bolts there are. So we go ahead and get those out, and then start working on that other side over there where there's a little more room, because there's not a giant exhaust in the way. Got the one out of this side, so now we're going to go ahead and work on those. So there's some stuff in the way. I'll have to slide some things around, but we should be able to get them all out. Let's do that next. The outside bolts are a 14, and the nuts are a 15, just a heads up. Well, she's out. This thing is absolutely disgusting. I did find the source of a transmission leak. It turns out it is the speed sensor, so I have a new one of those. I power washed under there, which is why it looks kind of clean. Obviously, I couldn't get this top side, which is why it looks disgusting. but there we have it. So I need to take off these 2 bolts for my new trans mount. Once those are off, we can get rid of this piece of hunk of junk, throw it in the bed or something to get rid of it. That's honestly pretty crazy. I did not realize how beat this thing was. Good grief. Okay, those bolts are off. So those bolts are off right there. Next up, we got to grid off the top half of the mount, which are these bolts right here. There's one there and one on the other side. Those are 15 mil, by the way. These are probably also going to be a 15 millimeter. All right, so next thing I'm going to go ahead and do is pop in the new transmission mount. And actually, you can see why this thing takes basically a frame spreader to get in here. You can tell the angle that this is at right here. So the way I've seen and read to do it is you got to put it in forward of that or back of that and kind of like slide it, you know, weirdly in there. Doesn't matter, but that's kind of what you got to do apparently to get that in there. So anyway, that's kind of what I'm hoping to avoid, or I am going to avoid, with the new style transmission, or the transmission Crossmember. So let's go and get this trans mount in next. Okay, so next up we're going to go ahead and start putting on our pieces right here. Now you can tell what side goes on what because of the angle. You obviously need the bracket to face you, and then you can see that one side sticks out further and it matches up with those bolts right there. So that one's going to be that side, and then this one is going to be this side. So I'm going to go ahead and get that started real quick. Now I do need to go out and buy more bolts because half of mine I'm missing. Obviously it's busted, and then one is bent, so I'm going to probably just stick 2 bolts on either side for now. Run out and grab some more and finish this off. So that's what we're doing right now. Okay, so I have a 5-inch exhaust on this thing, and evidently, I don't know if this where the stock exhaust sits on this, to be completely fair to them, but I think this needs a little more R&D. If they moved this bracket piece at more of an angle and just brought it down here, maybe, I think it'd be a lot better. So maybe hold off until we're getting in touch with them and see what they say. I'm gonna try and get in touch and see what they say. So I'm not gonna like be a dick and ask for a new one or anything. I mean, it works, but it is kind of frustrating that it doesn't quite bolt in properly. And like a 5 inches, I feel like is a pretty common upgrade. So let's go ahead and pop in the other side, and then we'll see how our actual cross brace works. All right, so minus the couple missing bolts we have, which I need to go run out and grab, pretty much installed. And it definitely is not perfect. That area that I was talking about right here is definitely pressing against the exhaust. Not ideal. However, the other one was also hitting the exhaust and it didn't cause any issues, so I'm not really going to worry about it too much. But our new mount is in place, and at least the transmission's not free floating back here anymore, so I'd say it's overall improvement. Didn't need a frame spreader, and that seems to fit the description that they were talking about with issues. So there it is. I'm gonna go ahead and replace this little sensor, speed sensor right here. This guy is actually leaking. I'm gonna replace that, and then grab some new bolts, shove those in there, and should be calling it a day for this video. This is our new speed sensor right here. Nothing crazy. Pretty much the reason these things start to leak, from what I've been reading, is one, the O-ring, but two, because these things are made out of plastic, they can actually warp when you remove them. They've been in the transmission for a long time, and they won't seal properly when it goes back in. So that's why I just decided to buy a new one. It's about 20 bucks, not too bad, from Advanced Auto. And that's the part number right there if you are curious. Let's go ahead and pop this out. I have heard that when you pull these things out, you're gonna lose some transmission fluid, so I'm trying to have them both ready to do a quick little hot swap. Hopefully not lose a couple quarts, so we'll see what happens. Well, there's the old one. Honestly, it's in pretty good shape, so I'm really not sure where it would have been leaking from. If this is it, it's kind of odd to me. Definitely a little bit of sparkle buildup on the tip of this thing, which is, I'm just going to pretend that's not there. So, O-ring is still kind of rubbery, nothing too crazy. Maybe it's another brand, who knows. But hopefully that solves the trans leak that was showing up back there. If not, we'll have to investigate further, but fairly confident this was it. So that's done. There she is, just got our fresh hardware installed. You can kind of see right there, it's one of the bolts. So that's gonna do it for today's video, guys. Let me know what you think down in the comments. I'm pretty happy with it. I mean, it does kind of suck that it wasn't a perfect fit. However, that could also be due to the way the exhaust is. Could be a couple factors. It may not necessarily be the manufacturer's fault that it's having an issue. I don't know. But the main reason I did this, I know I'm taking this trans out in the future at some point. The auto trans are known for being garbage in these trucks, so it's probably gonna have to get built at some point down the road, and I really didn't want to deal with trying to fight this thing. With mine being busted up, I figured might as well just get the extra, basically 150 bucks for one that's easily removable. It's about 180-ish for a brand new, or for a used one of these guys. So it is what it is, guys. Like I said, overall, I mean, fit and finish isn't perfect. You got to do a little stuff on your own, but I like it. So let me know what you guys think down in the comments, and I will see you in the next video. Take it easy. Thanks for watching.